Yo, what up, fellas? We are back with the fifth quarter, week 12, and we are definitely getting getting closer and closer to that part of the season, which is end of the season. But I got a question real quick. I don't know if it's just my game or if there's everybody going through this. When you guys cut your game on and you try to get in the franchise, do any of y'all have to press R2 a lot to keep signing in? Because a lot of just about every time, for me, just about every time I go to put the game on, and I try to get, on that home screen, and before I even get the franchise, I always gotta press R2 for sign in. So I'm wondering if anybody else have to go through that. Like, I always gotta sign in all the time, as opposed to just be signed in automatically. I never had to do that before, and no other Maddens, So I'm curious to know if I'm doing something wrong, but I doubt it. I'm sure it's a Madden thing, but every time I get to the home screen, I'm never signed in automatically. I always got to press R2. So I'm just wondering if that's just me, or is everybody, or is other people going through that as well. So just curious. That's all. But yeah, we in week 12. But before we get into week 12 business, we got to go back and unravel things that happened in week 11. That's just what we got to do. We try not to let nothing go unnoticed. So we here to cover everything. Week 11 business, and we're gonna get into week 12. All right. I want y'all to know about this. Who know about this right here? Who know about the straight up menace? Who know about this? This is a throwback classic. Menace to Society. For all of y'all that's new to the fifth quarter, I normally try to have some music playing in the background. Just to set the mood on certain things. You know what I'm saying? So don't if you hear music, if y'all hear that music playing, you hear them beats rocking, no worries. That's not an accident. That's just what we bring to the table over here. But let's get into it. Let's get into week 3. We had a game of the week that did not disappoint. We had Packers and Titans. Packers won by 3 over the Titans. Titans was number 1 seed coming to this game. I think Green Bay was probably like the 4th or 5th seed coming to this game, if I'm not mistaken. This is a big time win for the Packers, but Titans held his own. You know what I mean? Titans held his own. I mean, look, you can't win them all, right? So sometimes when you lose a game, all you can do is just, all right, cool, we lost, difficult 3-point loss, and you move on. If I'm the Titans, nothing to trip about. Nothing to trip about at all. You battled, you came up a little short. The game looked like it came down to the end as far as either late second field goal or late touchdown or something. But if I'm the Titans, I'm not really upset at this. We was in a position we obviously could have won, didn't get it done, but oh well. It don't dampen their season. It don't put a blemish on their season. It's only their second loss of the season, so it's no big deal. And as far as Green Bay, it's another win added to the resume. It was the game of the week because you had 2 good teams going at it. One from the NFC, one AFC. One of the teams was the number 1 seed. The other team was like the 4th seed or something like that. So that's what made a game of the week. But it wasn't a very big game to turn either opponent season in another direction. It was a good game. They held up their end. Packers won by 3. Then we had Falcons and Bears. Falcons, hottest team in the league. Hot like fish grease, as we say. And they took care of the Bears 34-13. Listen, the Bears is still in an interesting spot for the season. I mean, he's still wild card worthy. I believe that was only his 4th loss this week. I don't think he had more losses than that. But look, he ran into a team that's a train right now. They're running over everybody. This game wasn't close, and good win for the Falcons. I mean, it's business as usual for them. They're doing what they're doing. The Falcons are a dangerous team, though, because they got offensive weapons, man. That tight end who's argumentative, the best tight end in the league, 1A or 1B, however you want to look at it. They got a nice little 6'4" rookie over there along with Ridley. So the Falcons got some pieces over there to play with to definitely make the matchups interesting. Then we had Browns and Bills. This also was a very good game. Browns won this one by 2. Slowed down that Buffalo machine. This is a great win for the Browns. He bounced back and got a win that I say he desperately needed. He needed this. He had dropped like his last 3 out of 4 games. And Buffalo is definitely one of them teams over in the AFC that was playing good ball. Buffalo's putting up a lot of numbers. So Cleveland definitely put up a big defensive performance, and they got the job done. They won 23-21. Good win for this Browns team on the road. Next, we got Texans and Washington, and this game was a shootout. Houston came out on top of the shootout. They won 45-42. This is a good win for this Texans team. I believe this was 3 in a row for them. They got a long way to go to think wild card, but like I always tell you, you can't always get caught up into what's going on in the season, current season. You always get momentum. So let's say the Texans finish the season, with a 8-9 game win streak and he missed the playoffs. It's easy to look at it and say, to just look at the record and just say, well, they ain't make it. Look, their record is this and that. But you're not realizing the man finished the season on a 9-game win streak, carrying over to the next season. That says a lot, and that just goes to what I talk about. Don't always get caught up with the current season. You understand? Because at the end of the day, let's be honest. The same way we talk about playoffs, right? We talk about playoffs, rather as far as if you're the number 1 seed and you get eliminated the first round, or you're a wild card, you get eliminated your first game, or you made to the AFC chip or NFC chip, you get eliminated that game. There's really no difference. I mean, what are you going to say? You stuck around longer? At the end of the day, what difference does it make? The goal is to win it all, right? So if you don't win it all, at this point, it really doesn't matter whether you got bumped in the first round or third round. So it all is the same. Honestly, it's kind of the same for people who missed the playoffs. It don't matter. Or my record was 10-6, and I didn't get in. And then the other person record was person was 8-9, and they didn't get in. All right, the person that's 10-6 on paper, they're gonna look like they had a better season, but you really didn't. You missed the playoffs, and just like the person who won less games missed the playoffs. But I'm gonna tell you this though, the person who finished the season stronger, I think got more of a reason to come into next season feeling more confident. You understand? So that's why I always say play to the end, play till there's no more games. Don't worry about the what your record is. Now, don't get me wrong. At a certain point, if you feel like you just wanna pack it in, notice I'm saying at a certain point because we don't do tanking over here. So at a certain point, we get late in the season and you don't have to play. At this point, you say, yo, nah, you're going to get us a good draft pick. Understandable. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm just saying for guys that's not in that position, like, play your games, get the reps. You understand? Because it's obvious whatever you did to have a bad record didn't work for you. So why not take the time to try to work on what you were doing or try something new to go into next season? So I got to give the Texans some love because even though his record is not good right now, he's definitely on a 3-game win streak. And look, 3-game win streaks turns into 6. You understand? So he's definitely headed in the right direction, despite of what his record is right now at the season. Next, we got Saints and Rams. Saints took out the Rams. I was hoping the Rams would pull this out, but I ended up taking the Saints in this one. The Saints won this one 24-13. I need the Saints to start losing. I got their first round pick, so I need them to start, dropping some more games. That's only their 3rd one in the season. Hopefully, it don't get much higher than that. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, Saints took out the Rams. Next, we had Lions and Giants. I took Murph to win this game, especially coming off a last week win over the was it the Packers? Yeah, over the Packers. So this is a good win for the Lions. He's rolling right now. He's rolling. The Giants came into this game with some nice momentum, but they couldn't get it done. But it was a good game, though. It was a close game. Giants just came up short. They lose by 6 at home. Next, we got Broncos and Raiders. Calm took out Lowski, 28-14. Good win for this Broncos team. Broncos, another one of the teams they've been playing silent but deadly all season. They only got about 3 losses on the year. They've been playing some good ball. So, Raiders, didn't play bad at all. I mean, only lost by 2 touchdowns. This is a division matchup. So, you like to hang in them games against division matchups. You don't want the division rival to just feel like he just walk all over you. So, Raiders pretty much held their own, just didn't get it done. Victory for the Broncos. Next, we had Cowboys and Vikings, and man, is the Vikings struggling over there. Dwayne took out Parkway Thunder 34-28. Dallas is another one of them teams that's been playing better ball now in this part of the season, the early part of the season. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I said that you're going to have some teams that's going to play better in the second half than they did in the first half, and you're going to have some teams that played good the first half that's not going to play good in the second half. So Dallas is one of them teams definitely playing good. Always like to see Dwayne, out there putting in some work, especially because I seen how far guys like him came with their Madden game. So shout out to the Cowboys. They definitely was in I feel like this is a win that they needed because the Vikings been struggling. So against teams that's struggling, you want to be able to get them wins. You don't want to, because you're going to have to play against teams that's on top of their game right now. So the teams that are struggling, you got to come in and pull those out, and that's what Dallas did. Next, we had Steelers and Bengals. Snub took out Nabacumber 27-8. Nice win for the Steelers, especially because the Bengals, they got some nice wins on their season. They had a nice little win streak, and Steelers broke it. Steelers is one of them teams that could easily have a better record than what their record is. You look at their record and you say, all right, Steelers ain't doing nothing. But nah, Steelers had a lot of games, quite a few games that could have went the opposite way. It's just sometimes the luck of the draw. He lost to me. That's a game he definitely should have won. I can't speak on the other games and say that he should have won. But I know there were other games that he could have won. But in my game, he definitely should have won. Didn't get it done, and therefore he got a loss. But Steelers definitely been playing better ball than what their record shows. And he's one of them guys that I talk about, like at this point, even if you feel like you're not going to make the playoffs, don't get caught up into that. But he's not one of them guys. He's going to play. He's going to play to the end, regardless of what his record is. And he's going to definitely work on some stuff that he needs to work on, and he's going to carry it over to next season. And this is a good win for the Steelers. I'm sure the Bengals thought they was going to come into this game and get some work done, because there was also some shots fired at the Steelers from the Bengals. They was talking about bets and stuff about, somebody coming in last in that division. And I believe it was the Bengals who said the Steelers were trash. And I said the Steelers are not trash. The Steelers can play. And I think the Steelers caught wind of that, and I believe he came into this game with some motivation, and they took care of business. I believe they played one more time. I don't think this was the second time they played. I believe they played one more. So this was a good win for the Steelers at home. Then we had Cardinals and Niners. This is a big loss for the Niners. They lost 26-0. Good win for the Cardinals. This is a bigger loss than a bigger win for Arizona. A bigger loss because the Niners, man. The Niners is one of the Niners, right? You in a division, and the current opponent you just had was in first, right, in that division, and you didn't even show up. So that's not a good sign moving forward. The Niners season is over though, so it really wouldn't have mattered had they won. But I'm just saying, you don't never want to lose in this type of fashion, especially to your division opponent that's on top. But nevertheless, for the Cards, listen, it was a statement win. It was a win to show the 49ers they got some work to do. And Cards are in first right now, and well, right now they still gonna have their hands full with the Seahawks at this point. But Cards right now, they in first, so they're pretty much running the Cards over there. Moving on to week 12, current week that we are at, we have Bills and Lions. DP going against Murph. DP coming off a tough loss last week to the Browns. Lions is hot right now, so the Lions are rolling. Lions are home. So I expect this game to be good, regardless of what. I definitely expect this game to be good. Lions got all the momentum right now coming to this game. But when you hear that, you already know what that means. We're going upset alert, baby. Upset alert. I'm taking the Bills to come in Detroit to pull off an upset this week. I'm going... Yo, E, I know you know about that, E. I know you know about that. We going back to that, though, E. Don't worry. I know you know about that. That's that menace. That's that straight up menace. You know what I mean? So I know you know about that. But yeah, I got Bills taking out the Lions in an upset this week. As good as Detroit. Exactly, bro. Straight up menace already. I knew Detroit. I knew Detroit coming to this game with the more momentum and everything. But listen, you don't win every game as the favorite, especially. There are upsets week to week for the most part. Buffalo ain't no slouch by any means. I think he comes into this game and I think he steals one. Give me Buffalo and a tight one over Detroit, 24-20. Then we got you brush your teeth? Huh? Wait a minute. Yeah. Turn that down. I don't want to hear that either. Then we got Giants and Cowboys. Big game James going against Dwayne. This is a big game right here because both teams has been playing good ball lately, right? Cowboys been playing a little better ball, but both teams been playing good ball. Now this game right here is going to hurt somebody in a major way because it's a division matchup and the division is pretty tight, and you start looking around. Giants lost, so Giants got 6 losses now in the season. He loses this one, he goes to 7 losses in the season. Don't mean the season is over, but it's definitely going to hurt. So Cowboys is rolling. If he loses this one, he'll drop the 6 losses. And again, the Commanders are not running away with the division, so it's close. So you don't want to start slipping further behind. You want to stay right there. So this is a big game right here. Cowboys are rolling. Cowboys at home. Cowboys actually won the first matchup in New York, right? He won the first matchup in New York, so now they go to Dallas. So Dallas coming to this game as a favorite, believe it or not. They playing good ball. They at home. They won the first matchup. So the Cowboys got everything going their way in this one. This is my second upset pick so far of the week. Back-to-back upset picks. I'm going Giants to bounce back over the Cowboys and pull this one out. It's hard to sweep a team. It's hard to sweep a team in your division. So I think the Giants get revenge in this one, especially because it's much needed. Give me the Giants this week over them Cowboys 27-23. 27-23. Giants over the Cowboys. Next, we got Big Mont going against Parkway Stunner. These two familiar with one another. They played each other quite a few times. Neither team playing good ball right now. But I think Minnesota will get the job done at home. I'm going Minnesota in this one. I'm going to go 28-14 Vikings over the Pats. Next, we got Broncos and Panthers. Broncos playing great ball right now. This is set already for the force for Denver, so I guess Panthers already gave him the win. So we got that set for the Broncos, who's adding another win to their season. Next we had Browns and Bucks. This game was played yesterday. Browns defense came and put the clamps on Brady and the crew. They won 17-2. Gave up a safety. Other than that, Bucks' entire offense still was shut down. 2 points didn't come from the offense. So the Browns' defense definitely slowed down this Bucks' offense. Good win for the Browns. I mean, look, prior to this game, the Browns had lost their last 3 out of 5 games. So now he's won his last 2 games, and that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? All you do, a win changes everything. And Browns definitely got a big win. Bucks having a good team. This Bucks loss hurts for the division because guess what? He's in the division with the hottest team in the league, who's the Falcons. So I'm sure the Falcons smiled when they seen how this played out. I'm sure as far as the Ravens, I'm sure he's rooting for the Bucks to pull this out. But Browns is not in first in that division. That's the Ravens. But Browns is definitely staying afloat, waiting for the Ravens to slip up if they slip up. But good win for the Browns. Then we got Jags and Ravens. Bap going against Big Rico. Listen, Jags, like I said, Jags, they've been having a seesaw season. They've been up and down. They win 2 games, they lose 2 games. They win 2 games, they lose a game. It's been up and down with them. A win right here will definitely be their biggest win of the season. He's at home. I like the position he's in, honestly. But this Ravens team's in first. They've been playing lights out ball all year. They only got 2 losses, and the second loss they just got came on the fair sim loss. So technically, he only lost 1 game on his own. But this Ravens team, they've been playing too good, man. It's hard to pick against them in this one, even though they're on the road. I know sometimes they can be slip-up games, but I think the Ravens know, that he ain't gonna give Cleveland no chance to creep up on them by a mistake. Ravens, I believe, does come in this game and take care of his business. Give me the Ravens this week over the Jags. 38-17. 38-17. Ravens over the Jags. Then we got Dolphins and Texans. G having a disappointing season. Texans, they've been having a bad season, but they've been playing some good ball lately. So Texans coming to the game with some momentum, believe it or not. And momentum is everything. Momentum means a high morale. High morale means confidence. Who's coming to this game with more confidence right now? I gotta say the Texans. Now, does it mean they're gonna win? It doesn't, but it's hard to pick against them in this one. I don't know who's the favorite. They pretty much have about the same record. Dolphins, I believe, only have 6 losses. Texans have 7. But I gotta go with the Texans in this one, man. I gotta go with the Texans on the road. They've been playing some good ball lately. I think it'll be close though, because the Dolphins, just because they've been playing bad, don't mean that they won't come out and have a nice performance. But I'm gonna take the Texans in this one, y'all. I'm gonna take Texans over Miami in a close one. I'm gonna take Texans 24-23. Texans over the Dolphins. Next, we got Bears and Jets. Bears, he's at that point where he's still wild card hopeful, but he got to put some wins together right now. There's not many games left, so he got to come into New York and get the job done. Jets been playing some good ball. Definitely top 10 worthy. When I put them power rankings out, which we will have the power rankings coming out again. But the Jets, they they've been playing some good ball. No way to deny it. They've been playing good ball. Buffalo lost, so that opened up the door for New York over there in that division. So he got to take advantage of it. Hold on. But the Jets, they definitely can't come into this game thinking that all they got to do is show up. The Jets gonna have to play. Because like I say, what makes certain guys interesting, like the Bears and Texans, those type of guys, and the Marzellis, these guys play 100 miles per hour, and if you don't stop or slow them down, it'll be a long day for you. I believe the Jets has what it takes defensively, as far as scheme wise, to slow down the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Jets. They're at home. If they lose this game, this will be the biggest loss of the Jets season, especially because Buffalo coming off a loss last week. Buffalo got another tough game this week against the Hot Lions. Jets can't afford to lose this game if they talking division. I'm gonna go with Gang Green. So I'm going Jets over the Bears this week. I'm gonna go 29-20, right? A weird score. Yeah, 29-20. 29-20 Jets over the Bears. Yeah, you can't lose. You lose this one, it's gonna be your biggest loss of the year. Titans and Bengals. Carnage bounced back from a tough loss last week against the Bengals. He gets the job done 50-16. And as good as the Bengals was playing a few weeks ago, looking like they were trending in the right direction, they are now trending in the wrong direction. So Titans redeems itself after last week's loss. And once again, like I said, that Titans loss to the Packers wasn't no big deal. It was nothing to lose sleep about. Now he's back like he never left. Good blowout win over the Bengals. Titans won 50-16. Next, we got Falcons and Washington. And like I said, we got the hot like fish grease Falcons, who's now won, I believe, 9 straight? 9 straight, I believe they won. Washington, tough loss. They battled but came up just a little short. That makes the rest of the NFC East smile. After Falcons seeing that the Bucs lost, that makes the Falcons even more happy about pulling this close win out. Look, man, what can I say? At this point, when you come to play against the Falcons, you no longer coming to play against the Falcons coming into the season. You are now playing against the new look Falcons. And the new look Falcons is nothing like the Falcons usually that we just had. This new look Falcons, I believe, is on a 9-game win streak. And if it's not 9, then it's definitely 8. But he kicked the 62-yard field goal to win the game, E? Is that what you're saying? He kicked the 52. He kicked the 62-yard field goal to win the game. Is that what you're saying, E double? Because if that's the case, then man, that's when you know everything is going right for you. But tough loss for Washington, especially because that NFC East is right there. He has no room to breathe, and Atlanta, Atlanta is right there in the thick of things in that division, probably in first, tied for first. But Atlanta is on one right now. So Falcons are balling. They get a win on the road. Every win ain't gonna be pretty. Every win ain't gonna be high scores. You don't matter if you win 3-0. The name of the game is get the win. Chargers and Cards. Trey Dog going against Baby Boy Relly, and the number one team over there, the NFC West. Cards going against the number one team in the AFC West. So you got 2 number 1 teams leading the divisions going at it. Chargers on the road. Cardinals at home. Cardinals been playing some good ball lately. Trey Dog been playing good ball. Well, Cardinals been playing good ball all year, but he's been playing better ball lately than he has in the early part of the season. Chargers all in all been playing good ball throughout the whole season. So this definitely should be a good game. But I'm going Chargers in this one. I know they're on the road. I know AZ is home. But I think these Chargers defensive personnel definitely has what it takes to make it real difficult for Murray and the boys over there. Derwin James match up against Darren Waller. It's gonna be very interesting. But I like if I had James on my team, I definitely wouldn't mind that matchup. I look forward to that. I feel comfortable saying Derwin out there can hold his own. So he got pass rushers, Khalil Mack, Bosa over there to chase down Murray. So This will be a good one, but I'm taking the Chargers over the Cards. Close one, close one. Give me Chargers 21, Arizona 14. 21-14, Chargers over the Cards. Next, we got Raiders and Seahawks. Big game for the Seahawks. Why? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard about that. Yeah, as commissioners, we gotta be mindful and careful when we advance. You can't just nobody can just advance without checking all the boxes. Don't tap in with just one opponent and just take somebody's word for it and just advance. This is why we ask for proof. This is why I always tell guys, send proof for stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back on that because two guys gonna always see things differently. And it's not our job to be a judge, to listen to what somebody's saying to determine who's right and who's wrong. If you got proof, then that's all we need. The proof, once we proofread it, now we make our determination from there. So we got to get the proof before we do things. You know what I'm saying? And we can't be fast to advance without checking in with one another. Like we can't do that because I also got screwed in my game. I didn't lose, but I had a lot of stuff riding on that game. And it didn't work out. But we got to be careful as commissioners, man. As commissioners, we held to a high standard. We're not perfect, but at the same time, that's what we're aiming for. Because these seasons ain't long. You know what I'm saying? And we can't afford to screw nobody up. On our mistake. And if we make a mistake, then we got to own it. And we just got to move on and do better as far as the next time moving forward. But we cannot make these errors. We're trying to keep ourselves to keep things rolling in a certain fashion. But at the end of the day, realistically speaking, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. The key is not for it to happen often. As simple as that. But yeah, we as commissioners, we definitely held to a high standard. So we can't make no mistakes like that. But back to the predictions. Seahawks. This is a big game for him. Why? Because Cards is in the game right now. Cards is in first in that division. Cards is in the game that I predicted him to lose, which means what? That's good news for Seattle, right? But it's not good news for Seattle if Seattle lose. So Seattle must win this game, and I'm saying that because they're going against a Raider team who's haven't been playing good all year. They've had moments that when they competed, but they still came up short. So Seahawks cannot afford to come into this game and not get the job done. They got to win this game. I think the Seahawks come into this game knowing what's at stake. But, this game, my gut is telling me it's upset in the making. But I'm going to go with Seattle. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. I think the 12th man will be loud over there in Seattle. So I'm going Seahawks over the Raiders in this one. Give me Seattle over the Raiders. I'm going to go 27-20. 27-20 Seahawks over the Raiders. Next, we got Rams and Chiefs. Rams haven't been playing good all year. I think Chiefs is still in a position to talk wild card. They got to handle their business. The Rams, even though they're playing bad, but I'm just not really seeing enough from them to make me think upset in this one. So I'm going Chiefs. So I'll take Chiefs and the Rams over the Rams this week. 42-17. 42-17 Chiefs over the Rams. Next, we got Niners and Saints. Niners bounce back. They get shut out last week, and they do the shutting out this week. Last week, they got shut out 26-0. This week, they win 43-0. And that's how you want to do things. You want to have a short-term memory. You can't carry a week from the previous week into the current week. And Niners got the win 43-0. And good win for the Niners. Anytime you get a win, regardless of your record, those feel a little better. Next we have Packers against myself, the Eagles. This game got out of hand. This game was competitive for a while, but then what happened? We got INT crazy. Too many turnovers. On top of look, Aaron Rodgers just putting that ball where it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Pearl played twice yesterday. We had to play twice in both leagues, and we split for the day. He beat me over here. I beat him over there. And I say that to say what? The quarterback he had over there was way different than what Aaron Rodgers was playing. This is my first time really seeing a difference in quarterbacks. I mean, of course I know there are differences in quarterbacks, but I'm talking about even with the free form passing, I've seen the major difference between QBs. And Aaron Rodgers is just on a different level. We still shouldn't have lost like this. I mean, we had a lot of 50-50 balls that didn't go our way, that went his way, on top of interceptions that we just threw at crucial moments, and ended up getting out of hand. But you know what? You lick your wounds and you move on to next week. We still in the division race. Washington lost, so we come into this week the same way it was before anybody played this week. With that being said, we had a chance that we could have moved into a better position with the records, but it didn't happen. But hey, we had a standstill. We both lost. Nothing swung. All right, cool. Move right along. Move on to next week. We ain't gonna let this loss knock us back from doing what we got to do moving forward. Yeah, exactly. My whole season been a learning curve. I'm happy just to say I'm in a division race. My whole season been a learning curve because I'm destined to learn. I'm not going to stop playing with the free form. I could have easily packed it in and said I'm just going back to classic, but I don't care about going back to that. See, I'm not all about wins and losses to my expense. I'm out to gain something out the deal. So if it means that I lose the rest of my games, but I finish the season, finally figure this free form passing out the way I feel like I need to, then that's a win for me. That's a win for me. Because guess what? I don't want to make it to the playoffs feeling like I'm still trying to figure things out, only to throw 7 interceptions in a playoff game. I need to figure things out. And listen, we're gonna have some good moments. We're gonna have some bad moments. But that's just what happens. It's just like when you first learned to ride a bike. Remember when you was a kid and you first learned how to ride a bike? Sometimes you fell. It was moments you was riding without falling, but you still was falling, until you got it to the point where you no longer fell. That's how I'm trying to get with this free form passing. I'm going to throw picks. I'm trying to get it to a point where it's like I'm putting that ball, either I'm getting it or nobody getting it. And that's just what it's about. Now you're going to throw picks. That's just the name of game of football. But you try not to throw a lot. 1 interception, 2 interceptions, all right, cool. But once you start talking 4, 5, 6, that's when you enter in loss after loss after loss territory. But good one for the Packers. Next, we got Steelers and Colts. And Steelers won this one 41-21. Steelers now won his last 2 games. Good win over the Colts. The Colts is not the current Colts. The Colts usually we had is not the Colts usually we had to start the season out. This is a different Colts guy that came along. And, look, at this point, he's just trying to figure out what works, what don't work, who he bringing back, who he not bringing back. The Colts have yet to get a win on the season. Don't mean he won't get one. You know what I'm saying? But right now, he's definitely in one of them situations, one of them games where, one of them part of the season where it's hard to get a win. So, but he'll figure it out. I believe he'll figure it out. So, that was the last game on the schedule. That was a good win for the Steelers. You didn't want to be the team that the Colts got his first win against. So, yeah, that was it for that one. Advance is tomorrow. So for the most part, y'all already know how we do things. If you got a game scheduled, just speak on it. You know what I'm saying, and we don't mind waiting. I'm pretty sure most of the games will get knocked out today. I'm hopeful all the games will get knocked out today, but we can advance today. So we'll see. I definitely got a fifth. I got it this the other day. I got a 5th quarter, second half, mid-season 5th quarter coming up. We're gonna talk about everything that's been happening up to this point. We're gonna talk about everything that's happened up to this point. We're gonna talk about who's poised to make a deep run in the playoffs. Who's the biggest disappointment? Who's the biggest surprise? Who's pretenders? Who's contenders? You know, who's looking like they're in the playoff race, wild card race. Like all of those things. We're gonna talk about all those things in the midseason report. So that's the midseason report is about. We got that coming, so we have that coming within the next day or two, the most. And so stay tuned for that. And until then, knock out your games. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully y'all can knock them out today. And we keep the ball rolling. Our power rankings will be coming out today. And then we're just gonna go from there. We're gonna go from there. So I will see y'all in the next fifth quarter. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out them AGS fifth quarter in a few minutes. And we're gonna keep it moving. Again, we got two teams left over there in AGS. We got the Saints and the Pats left. Patriots come with some upgrades. Saints is a good team. I'm surprised the Saints are still available. Saints are a very good team. They definitely got some weapons over there that you can definitely compete with. So yeah, those are the two teams that we have left over there. I have somebody waiting over here to get in. Maybe a couple of guys waiting to get in over here. Now that I think about it, so I'm gonna go and check the. Oh yeah, before I go, Colts. You what's the name? You got to read the rules. It is your guys' responsibility to read the rules of the league, right? Because it's there for you to read. Like when you get a part of something, it's your job to know what's allowed, what's not allowed. And what's not allowed, Colts, is position changes. The only position changes that we're allowed is in the rules. So you have to check the rules, and if because I'm pretty sure this is not your first league, so I'm pretty sure that there are rules. So even if you don't know where to find them or how to find them, it's your job to reach out to the commissioner. So I'm not gonna do you dirty, Coach, because the Colts season is already in shambles due to the previous owner that we had. But you definitely have to make the change back, Colts. And even if you don't listen to this, even if you're not listening to this fifth quarter, I will reach out to you personally. And once I reach out to you personally, when I check, if it's still not handled, then you will be disciplined. We cannot just make changes and stuff, position changes, and then say we didn't know or whatever. It's your job to know. Once you're in the league, it's on you to know the rules. And just the same as the settings for Twitch. For you guys that use Twitch, I don't know why you use Twitch, but if you insist on using Twitch, you have to switch your settings. You have to switch your settings. Like, you guys don't know that, I don't know if you think that I'm just saying that just so I'm putting people in a position to watch your game. I don't care nothing about that, but at the same time, even if guys do want to watch your game, what is the big deal? There's nothing wrong with that. But more importantly, the reason why you guys have to switch your switch settings to where that the footage can be seen, because I'm telling you now, it hasn't happened yet, but once it happens, then now we are now dealing with a situation. If you get called out for breaking the rule, even if it's while the game is live, because with Twitch you can't even go back and see what happened a few plays ago. I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. But at this end of the day, even if you can do it live after the game, once a game on Twitch is played, I can't go back and check nothing if somebody said you did something. So let's say you decide to get slick on a big fourth down of the game, and you decide to only rush one or two players. Come on. And that's a rule, obviously, right? And you do that. And somebody say, yo, he only rushed 2 players. That changed the outcome of that play. Or if you went for it on 4th down and you had no business doing it. Like in let's say the first quarter, it was 4th and 8, and you went for it and got a touchdown out of that. After the game, somebody saying, yo, this dude did that. You going to say, yo, it wasn't 4th and 8, it was 4th and 3. How am I going to be able to tell who's right and who's wrong? I have no footage to check and see. This is why them Twitch settings is very important. Because I'm telling you now, you guys that have Twitch whose settings is not changed, you're going to get punished on top of that. And if you're faced in that situation where somebody say you did something, you're not getting the benefit of the doubt. Because I already warned you not to play, like I already warned you to switch your settings and make sure you don't get put in that position. So you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt, and and then you're going to be crying about that. So I'm trying to help you guys out ahead of time. If you don't know how to switch the settings, then you need to get YouTube, or you need to figure out how to switch the settings. Now, Murph posted the video in the chat of how to switch your settings. So at this point, if you did not switch your settings, what is your excuse? What is your excuse now? There's no excuse. And I just got a message yesterday of someone who did not switch their settings still. So you know what? You now have a suspension coming your way, and this is about to be against somebody who has something to play for, who's in the division race. So this suspension he's about to get is going to hurt him big time. But again, knowing what? Finish this. There's nothing wrong with this. So, again, this is not my problem. Like, you guys' job to make the changes, man. Like, you cannot just play with stuff and then use the excuse of, I don't know how to. All right, then you need to figure it out. You understand? Because as easy as you may make it seem about, like, all right, well, at least you casting. That is true. But what happens if you get called out on something? I'm telling you now, I'm not sitting up here playing Judge Joe Brown to wreck my brain to figure out who's right and who's wrong. You understand? Like, you switch the game, you cast, you don't have to set a switch where I can't go with it. Guess what? I'm not going with what you say. You understand that the odds are stacked against you. You understand? So just keep that in mind. You're playing at your own risk, on top of the discipline that's coming your way. Just do the right thing. Somebody posted in the chat how to switch the settings up. So just switch the settings, man. It's plain and simple. And I just explained why you have to have your settings switch. So there's no need about why or even question it. I already explained why, And even with that explanation, if you feel like that's not good enough of a reason for you, then this is the wrong league for you. Plain and simple. Y'all know I'm a fair dude. You know what I'm saying? And I look out for y'all before I look out for myself, and I'm fair to everybody. But if I say something, it's for a reason. It's not because I just feel like making something up. It's like, nah, man, like, I'm saying this for a reason to make things, which I always hear me talk about, smooth, right? I want the league run smooth and fun. Smooth is for you guys to have your Twitch settings switched where I can see footage if you get called out. What's not smooth if you play and somebody say you did something and now I got to figure out who's telling the truth and who's pump faking. I don't feel like going through all that. I don't even have time to go through all of that. You understand? I really don't. The reason why I don't get to do the 5th quarter like I used to as far as rapid, because, man, my time is very limited. I got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to juggle and make happen in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of moves I'm trying to make. So I do stuff like this out of, the love I have for the league and the appreciation I have for you guys for messing with me. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't do little things like just switch your settings up because I'm saying it helps me out, then obviously this ain't the league for you. They got some leagues where you don't even have to cast games. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you better off in those leagues. Or they got leagues where you can cast and nobody care if your settings are switched. Those are the type of leagues for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't switch your settings up to where I can see the footage if I need to, then hell, I might just want to watch the game because it was a big game. You know what I'm saying? I might just want to watch it. Plain and simple. Like, what's wrong with that? Every game I ever casted, like, I don't see what the big deal is about casting. And another thing, if you playing against an opponent who asks you to cast, what's the problem? Right? What's the problem? Because I say that because I'll cast. I don't have a problem with casting so much. I can cast every single game for the whole season. I can play every opponent I can play. I can hit him in the DM and say, don't worry about it, I'll cast. I really don't see no big deal with casting. I really don't. Like, some of you guys just I'm gonna touch on that, E. Some of you guys just love to make a big deal out of nothing. Like, what's the big deal about casting? I don't understand. Some of you guys cry about being scouted. I don't understand. What's the big deal? So what if somebody scouts you? Isn't that football? Isn't that how the game go? You understand? What difference does it make? I don't scout nobody, but I'm not knocking nobody who do. But guess what? If I decide to scout somebody, is that cheating or is that actually smart? Like, there's nothing wrong with scouting somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's another thing guys cry about. Oh, he's scouting. So what if he's scouted? Actually, he's pretty smart for doing it, to be honest with you. So I'm not saying I don't scout because, like, I'm better than somebody. I'm too good to scout. No. Number one, I don't have time. Number two, I just don't feel like it. I scout who I'm playing in the first half. You know what I'm saying? That's when I scout. My scouting comes in the first half. The tendencies. Because whatever tendencies you have in the first half, you're going to have them same tendencies in the second half. You understand? So that's when I scout. I scout as I'm playing. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody want to sit down and watch your game or watch a few games to see what you do when you're in the red zone, so what? What difference does it make? Like I said, some guys just want to be heard because they got a voice. Yo, man, everything ain't a big deal. Just like with the teams. You know why I'm rooting for guys like the Falcons? Because if I would have gave a lot of you guys the Falcons, you guys would have had a conniption, or you guys probably just would have left the league, right? Oh, you gave me the Falcons, this and that. But yet, I got somebody that came along and took the Falcons when they were 0-3. And now he is the hottest team in the league with the same Falcons teams that a lot of y'all would have cried about had y'all had them. You understand? Like, the thing about it is that y'all get too caught up in stuff that you shouldn't be caught up in. You get caught up in casting when that shouldn't be no big thing. You get caught up in what team you have when that shouldn't be no big thing. You understand? If you ain't realized by now, it is not the team. It's who you are as a scheme, what you bring to the table. The Titans are 9-2. They are not no top 3 team in the league. The Lions are 8-2. They are not no top 3 team in the league. But guess what? If some of you guys had the Titans and Lions, instead of being 8-2, you'll be 2-8. Instead of being 9-2, you'll be 2-9. You know what I'm saying? But some of you get caught up with the wrong stuff. Y'all always worry about I ain't got the name of the team. Now, granted, I understand, there are certain teams better than others. We understand that. And I'm not saying you wrong for wanting a certain team. But what I am saying, you wrong when you cry about not getting a certain team as if like your life is over because you didn't get that team. Look at what the team got and build on it. But a lot of y'all don't even know how to build teams also. A lot of y'all, that's why y'all make these silly trades. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how to build teams. So a lot of y'all don't. I'm just going to keep it a buck. A lot of y'all do not know how to build teams. A lot of y'all is just like, you go for the home run trades. You look for even with free agency, right? You'll give a wide receiver or quarterback money. Why would you pay a wide receiver like a quarterback? Like, that's just little stuff that goes to show some of you guys don't know what you're doing. Instead of looking at the pieces that you can use for your scheme to make that fit, you're worrying about the name. You understand? In other words, what I'm saying is that if you're the type of guy that loves to throw to your running back out the backfield, shouldn't you be looking for a running back that can catch with some decent speed? even if he's not the biggest name on the list for running backs. But no, you guys won't look at that. Instead of looking at that guy that can help your scheme and you pocket some money, you'll go out and spend all this money on a big name running back that you see up there, competing with all type of people, throwing all type of money at him. Why? For what? Like, what's your scheme? That's what I said. A lot of you guys don't know how to stay in your lane. What do you like to do? Get little pieces that's going to help. You don't need to hit a home run every time. Hitting a double is good. Getting a single is good. Getting a triple is good. Why are you always going for the home run? But this is how a lot of you guys operate, period. You know what I'm saying? Even with the trades. A lot of y'all make these bogus trades. And I'm like, yo, it's not my job to be the owner of your team. But certain trades, I just look at and I just scratch my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of you guys already hurt yourself in the cap, penalty cap. And y'all think it's not going to do no harm when it really is. You know, it really is. It's really going to do y'all some harm. And I can't see how you will not see that. You know? So all these trades get made that I just don't understand. You know, but again, it's not my business. I'm just speaking on it because I'm just showing you the similarities and so many things about guys complain and cry about. And then you got guys like Murph, Carnage, Addison, who just came and took over the Falcons. You know, you got them type of guys, right? Who, even if they're not crazy about the team, right? They make it work. They say, all right, well, what do we have over here? What do we have over here that we could build on? Oh, all right, we got a young quarterback. He's not ready, but his numbers is dope. He got potential. All right, cool. Let me start him now. Do some work. And then you look around a season or two, these guys are now a superstar. See, you guys don't pay attention to what you have. Y'all always worrying about what other people have or trying to get something. You know, everybody, and I said this message before. Too many people live in the microwave society. You know, y'all want everything instant. You want instant success overnight. Nobody want to cook in the oven no more. Nobody want the slow grind. Everybody wants something fast. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's the same, and it's pretty much like, you know, the same guys all the time that cry and complain. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just worrying about what do you do have and build on it, you look at what you don't have and then you cry about it and say, well, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Falcons don't have their defense over there is terrible personnel wise, right? But when you look around, he got games where he's shutting guys down. What do you think that is? You think that's Madden? Or do you think that's him putting his guys in position to make plays? You can't play man-to-man defense if you don't have cornerbacks that can play man-to-man. You understand? Simple as that. So you got to start calling zones, seeing what's the weakness in the zone that you're calling. All of those things matter, you know. But again, it's going to go over some of your head. That's just what it is. That's just where we at. So I started on this little rant because I was talking about the cast. But I'm just saying, and I'm just telling you what it is. It's casting. It's the team I have. It's all these different things. You understand? Because I really don't know, like DK, right? DK hit me up in the DM and let me know the current situation that he's in. His casting is terrible, right? Now, I wouldn't want DK to stop playing because of that, because he's a good user and he's a vet and he plays his games. So I wouldn't want to lose somebody like that due to he feel like he can't cast. But the problem is, if he tells some of you guys before y'all play, yo, can you cast for me? Y'all won't even cast for him. Why not? What's the big deal about casting? This is what I'm saying. I started out by saying that because I said some of you guys make a big thing out of something so small. I've casted for anybody that's ever asked me 100% of the times. Not 95%, not 99%, 100% of the times. Anybody have ever asked me to cast, I've always casted. 100% of the time, I always cast it when I'm supposed to cast. Yo, listen, I don't care about stuff that y'all care about. I don't care about being scouted. I don't care about who watching my game. I don't care about that. You understand? I ain't the only one that care about it. There's some dudes on here that feel like that. Pearl don't care about that. You understand? Me and Pearl played in AGS, right? Me and Pearl played in AGS yesterday. I won the game. Relly's in the same division with Pearl. Relly said, oh, I'm watching that game tomorrow. You know what that means? Relly going to watch to see what I was doing or what happened in that game that he feel like he can do. Yo, what's wrong with that? You understand? But do you think Pearl care about that? Pearl don't care nothing about that. Pearl and say, oh, yo, bro, take that cash down. I wasn't really watching it. Niggas don't be caring about that, man. At the end of the day, if you're a real baller, you gonna ball whether somebody scouted you or not. Meaning, if whatever you like to do, you see that they are able to slow that down, a real baller gonna be able to say, all right, well, you stopping that. Can you stop this? See, if you're a good boxer, you got more than one way to box. You understand? You ever heard of switch up, go southpaw? Like sometimes you gotta switch things up. You understand? Like if somebody's able to stop what you're doing, you mean to tell me you can't counter what they doing? You know, like it's just over. Like whatever you known for doing, if somebody's able to slow it down, that's it. You just throw in the towel. Like, come on, man. Like y'all got to stop crying about stuff that don't even need to be cried about. Like Pearl don't care nothing about really watching that game. You understand? Pearl gonna say, "Yo, all right, really watch what you want to watch." You understand? You still gonna have to get on that field and play me 2 times. You know? Like, and that's what it is, man. Dudes don't be caring about that. Like, real cats that play and know they good don't care nothing about nobody scouting them or nothing like that. Don't care about no casting or none of that, man. They just play. One more. All right, they just play. So again, man, like it's unfortunate that some of y'all make a big thing about casting and not switching your settings up when you're supposed to. Like y'all really do, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in my league, because you see all that I bring to the table. You see how fair I am, and some of y'all just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, maybe some of y'all feel like y'all got stuff to hide. You know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. My game is pure as they come. I'ma lose how I'ma lose. I'ma win how I'ma win. But I don't need to follow and do what I see on YouTube or stuff like that. And again, that's no knock to nobody that's doing it or may do it. But I'm just saying I'ma lose how I'ma lose. I'ma win how I'ma win. But I just feel like there are some guys that may feel like they are trying to slide under the radar. They don't want people to see what they doing. Oh, this guy's using this, he doing that. Like, so they don't want nobody to call him out. I'm just saying, man, like, I don't know if that's the case. I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me if that is the case. But anyway, man, I didn't mean to keep y'all this long. Just wanted to tap into a few things. Again, advances tomorrow, but hey, if y'all happy to knock your games out today, we'll advance today. You know what I mean? But on that note, Power Rankings will be out once again today. E-ball, don't worry, you may see yourself in top 10, you may not, who knows. You'll see that when they get posted. But yeah, man, you know, I'll see y'all in the next fifth quarter. I'm out.